Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. The seasons have definitely changed and we are full-fledged into fall, borderline already in winter. Like the weather recently here in North Georgia has just, well, back up. First of all, if you've been here recently, you know that my family all went out of town for a week. And when you do that mid-October, you come back and it's like everything about the world has changed. And granted, a lot of stuff in the world has changed over the amount of time since we were gone, but especially like the weather, like it just feels like fall. And now all of a sudden I'm like thinking about Christmas presents and looking at things online that I am adding to wish lists and thinking like, wow, we need to make plans for what we're going to get and what they're going to get. And it's upon us, but we're not there yet. So in the meantime, especially with all the stuff that's going on in the world, I mean, with all that's going on in Israel that started last week. Well, the stuff in Israel that caught everybody's attention last week, I should say. With all of what's going on over there, with all of the chaos of our own country, we've got a lot going on in our personal life that we're praying through. Just a lot of stuff. I mean, there is just a lot going on right now. And of course, it's in one of the busiest times of the year. That's always how it happens. It's always at the time where we're least prepared, we're least available, I guess you could say, because let's be real, we make ourselves very busy. But in light of that, I just really want to, in this video, take the time to create sacred spaces around my home. So altogether, I want my home to be a sacred place. I want this to be our sanctuary, more or less, that we can come to find rest, to find refuge, to find peace and comfort and encouragement and just all of those things. Like that is my heart's deepest desire in terms of being a homemaker. Like that's what I want for my girls. That's what I want for my husband and anyone else that enters this home. I want them to feel that. So in saying all of that, that's what we're going to be doing today. And I just hope that maybe this encourages you to do the same. Maybe just look around and think, what's a way that I can make that buffet table more intentional, which is what we're going to be doing here in a few minutes. Or what's a way that I can make this meal more comforting? Just different things, just adding simple little touches. Honestly, as much as what's going on, it really does just feel like what a time to be alive. Like this is our favorite time of the year. We love so many things about it, especially this weather. It's beautiful. Maybe just from being away for a week, you know, when you come back, you kind of have a new perspective. You're refreshed a little bit. You've been in different scenery for a week. So your home is going to look different to you. And thankfully, praise the Lord, it felt like coming home. You know, it felt like a great welcome back when we stepped back into our home, or when I did. I don't know about Nicholas and the girls because they came back a day before me. It may have been chaos. And by the looks of our house when I came in, it was. However, I just feel like I have been so appreciative for the things that we have here. And even... No, you know what? I know that it was for at least Rosie, because we were cooking together last night and she said, Mommy, it's just so cute. It's just so cute. And I said, what's so cute? And she said, Rosie's house. Rosie's house, just so cute. And I said, you like your house? You like our house? And she said, it's so cute. I love it. And I just warmed my heart so much, because even before I'm doing these things that you're going to see in this video, she was already feeling that way. And that just thrilled my heart to hear her say that, like out of the mouths of babes, y'all. It was just so precious. So last night we did go ahead and make pork chops using a Vermont maple glaze rub that I had brought home from our trip to Vermont, mine and my mom's trip. And it was delicious. Let me tell you, it said to only add a tablespoon of the rub. And so that's what I did, but it looked a little scarce. Like I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't know how this is going to go, but I guess Nicholas thought the same, because he was the one actually putting them on the grill, and he added some of his meat church barbecue rub to it. And when I saw that, I was like, what are you doing? We're not going to know how the Vermont stuff tastes. Well, let me just tell you, first of all, he's really good at cooking on the grill. So why did I question him? I don't know. But second of all, that maple glaze has such like a sweetness to it that the barbecue rub did not overpower it. And it was so good. It was wonderful. So we still have plenty left in the pack that it came with, since we only needed a tablespoon. And I'm just so excited to see what else I can use it in. Like I'm thinking I might do a crock pot meal tonight, and I'm tempted to use it in there too, but that might be a little bit redundant, 2 days in a row and a new flavor. So I'll probably wait a little bit. But anyways, for now, it's quiet time and Annie's asleep and Rosie's at my granny's house. She's been going over there the last 2 days. But now my lunch is done, so I'm going to go get my lunch out of the oven. And then we're going to jump in on this buffet table arrangement and some other things. So super glad you're here. Let's roll. This is something that I've been doing for the last couple of years. This is the second year that we've been in this house, but I guess the first year that I've had this particular setup. So typically I just put it like on the counter. I do this little drink station on my countertop, which I get it, I don't love, because I like to have less cluttered counters, but the alternative is climbing up in a chair to a high shelf to get this teapot down every time that I want tea. And there's just something about the fall and winter that you just want hot steamed water for tea and hot chocolate. Like, it just needs to be easily accessible, right? Not only whenever people are coming over, but including every day, every night. So I just really love to have all this in one place. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing all of the drink things. So I have coffee, tea, we get some hot chocolate going in here, some marshmallows for the hot chocolate. At some point I may add some, like for specific holiday gatherings and stuff, people coming over to our house, I'll probably add some of like the pump syrups for specialty coffees and things like that. But I just love having all of this here. It's like just inviting all of our friends and family that come through the door to go ahead and make themselves a cup of whatever it is that they might want, sit down on our couch, just snuggle up under a blanket and hang out with us. And you know, like I said, even when our friends and family are not here, I feel like it encourages us to do the same. So I love this, and I also just love that it's so easily done. Like, we have all of this we already had in our cabinet, so it was so easy to assemble all together and didn't cost anything else. Okay, so it is a new day. I got the coffee bar, drink station, cozy station, I don't know. Got that set up yesterday, and we actually came home from school early today because one of the girls is running a fever that was too high to be at school with, and she just did not feel good. She's not feeling well at all, so she needed to be home. And we were supposed to have a teacher lunch, so we were doing soups and chilies and stuff, and I was going to make bread. And I had like started it at school, but it was rising, in the middle of rising whenever we had to leave. So I went ahead and just finished it at home. Thankfully it made it through the cool weather just fine. And yeah, so it just came out of the oven, and now it's added to our coffee and tea station, which honestly just goes perfectly. And then I've also been wanting to make some kind of sweet treat. So I think maybe we'll do that this afternoon. I'm thinking about like sheet pan chocolate chip cookies, essentially. I've never made them before. I was just looking at recipes earlier, and I might do something like that because I think we have everything on hand that is needed for it. So I also do want to go ahead and at some point, probably today, give our master bed a winter makeover. So not really a makeover, but just get it cozy and warm. The last few nights I've just been getting so chilly. I think it's time for some flannel sheets, a cozy blanket, all of those things. That shall come the rest of the afternoon, probably, hopefully, I don't know. Whenever you have a sick kid, it's going around school right now, so who knows, it may become sick kids. They're the priority. They're always the priority, right? Like, these other things are not eternal, but I do want to get to them, and they are kind of like my outlet. Homemaking is definitely what I love, so I hope to get to those things this afternoon, but definitely don't want to put the pressure on it. So you may see me do that today, or I may be in a completely different outfit and do it tomorrow or whenever. So we'll just see what happens. All right, so as you can see, it's clearly a new day. That day was a wash, but it's okay. I have been really studying bedding composition, and I don't know why I analyze these things like I do, but that's who I am, and maybe it's so that I can share with you what I've learned. I feel like there's a specific formula or recipe for a cozy winter bed, so here I am to share it with you. I think it starts with a flannel sheet. If it's patterned, all the better. And then it has a warm blanket. So we have like a fleece queen or king size blanket. And then a solid comforter or neutral comforter. And then finally, a top comforter or top blanket that has some color, texture, or its own pattern to it as well. So ideally, they all go together and complement each other. But yeah, ours is good enough. This morning we have been working on doing our winter bed refresh, but I think for now we are going to go ahead and run outside for a little bit. We're going to go play, and I think we might do a fun little fall craft and just something to keep us busy and keep our minds active. And then yeah, as we go throughout the day, I do plan on making a dessert today so that we can go into the weekend kind of having that on hand and ready. I had planned on making chili yesterday, but logistically it didn't work out. So today I'm planning on making chili, and I just think it'll be a really great way to finish out this first, like, it's not the first week of fall, but it's the first week that feels like fall that we've been here to experience it.
I got more.
You got more? You gonna get some, Annie? You get some leaves? Yeah?
Yay!
Yay! Good job, girls.
Look.
We're gonna have so much fun. What's your favorite color?
Oh, cocoa.
You like purple vest? Well done. Good job, There's another spot that was not originally in my plans that I now would like to spruce up, and that is this corner. I really love that china cabinet and do not want to get rid of it. I just have been, I've been working on redoing our living room for quite some time, and as I've done that, I've been working on a video, but it's been like several months of a process, so I don't know if I'll ever actually get that one done. Maybe by the new year. Anyways, I've moved that china cabinet around so many times because I just do not want to get rid of it. I actually tried to sell it, to be clear, and it just really never went anywhere. So I was like, well, I love it, so I'll just keep it and find a place for it. And it's been in almost every room of our house, but I just don't feel like it's found its perfect spot yet. And it's just kind of been in that corner as like a holding place, but I really want to cozy it up now, and I've just decided that now's a good time. I don't know. Idle hands are the devil's workshop, you guys. I will rearrange a room in a hot second if nobody's there to stop me. So here we go.
Across town, trying to get to you.
I wish that it was as easy as saying abracadabra and it being done, but that little thing is heavy, y'all. So for now, I have it here, blocking my middle window, and I don't hate it by any means. If there wasn't a window in the middle, if it was just one on either side, then I would be like, oh, for sure, like that was where it was meant to go. But there is a window there, and it darkens the room significantly not having that light coming in, which I've been thinking I need one more lamp in here because there's only one. But anyways, for now, it's going to sit right there until I can get some help moving it and we figure out where to put it. I mean, I don't know, maybe it will stay there. I'm tempted to go ahead and put all these books right back in it and let it camp out there for a while. But I also wanted to show you, this is another piece that I have had floating around and just not found the perfect spot for. And I've been very hesitant to put it there because obviously it doesn't fill that wall space. I was just worried that it would be too small. So excuse all the mess between here and there, but now you can kind of see. And I think I'm going to justify it by doing like a corner gallery wall right through here. So it'll help fill that space, but also leave wall space and not feel so bulky and occupied, I think. And I think maybe I'll try to do all that today. I need to just go see what I have in my handy dandy basket of decor that hasn't found a home yet.
No sound facing you out, that's true. Now I get butterflies just thinking about your eyes, and that can't be all bad. Things came up.
Hey muscles, can I get some help?
My spider sense screaming that I'm dead. A big storm blew up. A hurricane right in my coffee cup. Carried me far, far away. And that's why I couldn't make it today. To a coffee shop date. Far, far away, and that's why I couldn't make it today. Gonna big storm blew up, a hurricane right in my coffee cup, carried me far, far away, and that's why I couldn't make it today. To our coffee shop, Dave. Our coffee shop, Dave. Our coffee shop, Dave. Our coffee shop, Dave.
Wow, what a fun time this has been. I mean, I feel like it's just been very effortless, very chill, I don't know. So I will be the first to admit that I sometimes use sacred reasoning for justifying my idols or justifying things that maybe are a little bit out of check. So mostly what I'm talking about is with home decor, with cultivating beautiful spaces, places that feel very restful, places that are beautiful. I think that that's a very good thing. It's a God-given thing for us to create and for us to want to see beauty around us. I mean, obviously the Lord made the world from nothing and he created so much beauty. I mean, there's so much beauty in nature, in people, in all of his creation. And so I think that that's a very God-given desire for us to naturally have. Like even people who say they aren't creative, in some way they probably are. Like even if it's in creating conversation or math, God love them, or whatever it may be, in some way they probably enjoy creating stuff. So it just looks different for all of us. And for me, I love doing that in my home. However, there's also a balance, right? Because it can get really out of control. Not even as much as like people, I don't know. There's some influencers and people who really go wild with it. But in my own heart, that's what matters, right? Is like where our own posture is, what it looks like. So, for example, I saw some things around my house when thinking of what different sacred spaces I wanted to create in this video. For instance, with my bedding, I was like, I don't really have any like super cute winter fall bedding that goes together. we have things that will work, but not like what I have envisioned. And at first I started thinking, well, I could probably budget to get some of those things, but then it hit me and I was like, what we have is perfectly good enough. It's great. And then even last night I was thinking, I want some flowers for this vase that, you know, I can swing by the grocery store and get. And the ones that I saw at the grocery store, I just didn't love. So I thought, well, maybe I'll go to a different grocery store down the road. And then it's like, you know, why? Like, I'll just use what we have and that'll be good enough. It'll be great. And it's just the whole idea of, I heard it said in a podcast one time, of using the good enough mentality. Like back in the day, before there were Hobby Lobbies all around, before there was Amazon, before there was even grocery stores and Walmarts, you know, and women were sewing their own clothes and just using what they had to provide basic needs, but also to create the beauty that they had access to and that they would get to enjoy. There was a level of contentment by them saying, that'll do, that's just right, that'll do, that's good enough. And I just think I have a really hard time bringing myself back to that point sometimes. I think in general it's just a cultural thing, but also it's a sin thing. It's an issue of my own heart, and you know, not everybody believes the same as me, and I'm not trying to push that on anybody, but I'm just saying, like, in my own heart, I know that that's an issue that I have with my self-control, with my flesh trying to take over and put more importance on the things that are temporary versus the things that are eternal. This has just been a really sweet reminder for me, especially I think going into a season of busyness, of a lot of materialism. If, you know, it's easy to get swept up in the materialism of the holidays if we're not careful. So this has been a very gracious and God-sent reset for my own heart in our home, to use what we have. All of these frames behind me I just didn't have a great place for, or yeah, I don't think any of them were being used anywhere. And then yeah, everything on our coffee tea bar we had, all of our bedding we had. And like I said, I've added some things to my Christmas list. This has given me great ideas for what it, you know, some of the things that I would love to receive. Like I was talking about before, as I was putting our bedding together, there's just I think there's such a formula for creating a beautiful bed. And I've already shared that, but also at the end of the day, there's such a contentment that's required to create a beautiful home. And you know, like the truly deeply beautiful. Like, I think you can have a lot of immaculate masterpieces of a home and it just be absolutely stunning. Like, it can just stop people in their tracks. But I think it takes another level of the relationships of the people within that home, as well as the peace in our hearts as we are creating those spaces, that it speaks volumes. And that's the work of the Holy Spirit, right? It's really not anything that we're doing. So anyways, I'm not trying to get all preachy in this. I'm just trying to share my heart with you and tell you kind of where I'm coming from and how much I've enjoyed making this video. I don't always have plans for my videos. Like this one in particular, whenever it started, I thought it was going to be just like, fall is here, let's transition our home for the new season. And I guess that's what it's been, but soon after I started, I realized, like, oh, this is actually more of like creating sacred, intentional spaces inside the walls of our home. I enjoy making all my videos, but this one has just been like next level, because it's been completely unexpected for me, completely spur of the moment, but also exactly what my heart needed. So I hope it was maybe what yours needed too. I definitely want my channel to be a place where people know where I stand, where people know what my faith is, but I never want it to be a place where it comes across as pushy or like like in any type of way that seems hostile or abrasive. I never ever want that to be the case. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I want everyone to know that they're going to be loved when they're here. So in saying all of that, I'm so glad that you came along today. Once again, did not at all expect my closing thoughts to be this, but we're just rolling with it in this video, y'all. We're just flying by the seat of our pants, and that's okay. I think sometimes that's all right. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.